Welcome back to Natural Companions. I'm your host, Amy Rosenthal, and today we're seeing how holistic veterinary medicine can offer natural and safe alternatives. Sometimes veterinarians have to use no fancier tool than the powers of their observation to determine where there's a problem and how to fix it. When Shay's barrel horse began suffering back problems, she and her dad searched for help from one vet to another. In our final story, let's see how Dr. Terry Wood finally put together seemingly unrelated clues to solve the mystery of the horse's saddle soreness.
Naughty's my barrel horse. I've had Naughty for about a year now. We're very in sync with each other. We always know what the other's doing when we're running barrels or just walking around the pasture. Naughty's very special to me because she's just like my horse. We get along very well.
Naughty's very important to our family. She'll come to a barrel and bend around it like I've never seen another horse do.
One day we were at a barrel race and took a Shay, and my dad always checks all the horses over to make sure they're okay.
It was winter time and there were some spots that the saddle pad was rubbing the hair off. And so I checked those real close in particular, and I would press on those spots. And one day she gave to those spots by sinking down. And so I knew she was probably sore. We tried a different saddle pad and thought that might solve the problem, but she still kept getting worse. So we had her chiropracted. We have a good chiropractor. The very first chiropractic worked really well. But then every time we would go race for a weekend, she would start to get bad again. So we had her chiropractic again. And that didn't seem to make much difference that time. She kept getting worse, and we thought, okay, what are we gonna do? But then I thought about Dr. Wood, and he's done a lot of work for us on a lot of small animals that we've had. He's always been right on the money.
Well, when Michael first called me about Naughty, I'm going like, why don't you go see a horse vet? He said, I have, and she's not better. I think the most important principles of holistic medicine are, and the passion that I now have, is that my goal is to try to uncover the root source and cause of the problem and fix that. And my mentor always told me, Doc, if you're smart enough, the horse will tell you what's going on. You just have to pick up on it. And what she was telling me was that she had a cystic left ovary. Her back muscles were extremely sore, worse on the left than the right side. Acupuncture points are very, very hard to hit spot on. But with Photonic Therapy, it actually treats a much larger area than what you see, so you can be a little sloppy and miss the point exactly. It'll still work. I was able to give her significant pain relief and allow the ovary to release that cyst without the use of surgery or drugs, which is very nice. But unfortunately, whenever she got done competing, she was sore. I was looking at her very frustrated because I felt that we were doing very well, but yet she had a lot of problems after each treatment. I asked Michael to go get the saddle they were currently using, and I said, please go over it, look for any pieces of plastic, metal, a washer, look for something. There's something going on here.
We looked at the saddle, and we found on the bars of the saddle, it's part of the tree of the saddle, how saddle's made. We ran our hand across that, and it was kind of bulging out just a little bit where those bald spots were.
In other words, when Naughty was running very hard and articulating in the turns, that saddle was putting pressure on points on her body that corresponded to her left ovary. And that was causing the cystic left ovary. Then, because she had a cystic left ovary, it was sending shooting pains out to the back muscles, so we had the cause and effect going both ways. And so by getting the correct saddle fit, we were able to basically find the cause and eliminate it and correct it.
So we had Dr. Wood do his photon therapy on her, and we got her a new saddle. Barrel racing, it's a very fun sport. It's almost like when you and your horse are out there, it's just you and your horse. You cannot hear anybody else.
Holistic veterinarians know that just treating symptoms doesn't lead to long-term health. Using not only his veterinary training, but also some perseverance and horse sense, Dr. Wood was not only able to treat the symptoms, but to solve Naughty's problems once and for all. When we come back, we'll answer some of your mail. Stay tuned.